Okay students, so this is the part 2 of the existing video. Okay, so we are going to start again from the incident happened on 10th May 1857 on Meerut, that after releasing the captive soldiers, okay, they actually attacked the officers quarters. They burned their quarters, their offices and buildings, and killed the British officers and their family members. After that, they captured the guns and ammunitions and all the properties and declared war against the Firangis. And Firangi means in this case the Britishers. Foreigners, the term reflects an attitude of contempt. So this term was used in India describing the foreigners, mainly the Britishers, Firangi. Okay, so what happened then? The sepoys, after capturing the Meerut cantonment, they rode all night of 10th May to reach Delhi, and in the early hours of the morning, in the time of dawn, and they, as news of their arrival spread in Delhi cantonment, same type of incident also happened in Delhi. They attacked again the sepoys of Delhi cantonment. They attacked their officers, and they, the mass killing was going on at the time, and as well as they rose up in rebellion. The arms and ammunition against the seized and buildings set on fire. So triumphant soldiers gathered around the walls of the Red Fort finally, where the Badshah, means the last Mughal empire, Bahadur Shah Zafar, lived at the time. He was at the time more than 80 years of age and just finished the namaz and ready for and preparing for breakfast, when those soldiers knocked the door and asked the royal guards to let them in the Red Fort. But they were denied, but they forcefully tried to enter the fort. And what happened? They finally, when emperor heard this, that they were gathering behind the walls of Red Fort, finally he gave permission to allow them, and they marching towards the old emperor and pursuing him to be the leader of this sepoy mutiny. So the aging emperor had to accept the demand, because he had no choice at that time, because the soldiers were very much angry. They already killed so many persons and appeared in front of the Badshah with so much anger, so much excitement. Okay, and he wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers on the very next day of the country to come forward and organize a confederacy of Indian states to fight against the British. And this single step taken by Bahadur Shah had great implications. Okay, he was very much old, but though at the time there was no national leader who had such kind of acceptance among all. So that's why the Indian rulers, in the absence of any Marathas or any the nationwide or powerful existence, they believed on Bahadur Shah Zafar and as a leader, and ready to take part against take part in the battle against the British. So most smaller rulers and chieftains, they controlled different territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler previous in the time of Akbar, when the Aurangzeb and other rulers. So thereafter, so they, threatened by the expansion of British rule, many of them felt that if Mughal emperor could rule again they too would be able to rule their own territories once more under the Mughal authority. So the British had have not expected to do this type of incident, that the simple incident of the with the Enfield rifle turned into a big problem for them. So they finally came to resist that rebellion. But Bahadur Shah Jafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically. When people often see an alternative possibility, they feel inspired and enthused, and it gives them the courage, hope and confidence to act. So in this way, both the parties, they are ready for a decisive battle. Okay, now the rebellion spread all over the North India. So next day I will discuss in detail about how did the rebellion spread all over the North India and what are the results of this rebellion. Okay, students, so I hope you have understood the incidents. Now next class, see you again. Thank you for watching.